we are live for episode 12 of the Limitless Range Basketball podcast here at Ellis Highlight Reel. I'm your host, as always, Brandon Ellis. I got my guys, Shay Foley and Jacob Perrine. Say what's up, fellas.
What up, what up, what up?
Hope everyone. I was going to say start off with an Enos can't joke, but I don't want to get ejected.
Don't want to get ejected. That's a good one. That is a fun little banger to start the show because we're going to start with the WNBA. We might as well start with that game, but not talk about the Natasha Cloud moment from that game. We're talking about Caitlin Clark's performance from that game. Caitlin Clark had 37 and 10. Kelsey Mitchell had 30 in that game as well for the Fever in their win against the Chicago Sky last night. That is not getting talked enough because of that controversy that Shane kind of alluded to and with his jokes. So, Jacob, give me your thoughts on Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell real quick.
Well, I just want to say I hate how when it comes to the W, we get like these side stories that take away from the games. Because a lot of these games are excellent, but we get these side stories that really take away from the storylines and, you know, the great player performances. That being said, Caitlin Clark was awesome last night.
Yeah,
37 points, 10 assists, career high in three-pointers made with 8. I mean, what else can you say about the chick that hasn't already been said about her this season? Like you see, like year 3. I understand year 2, it was a struggle, mostly because she was injured for most of that season with a shoulder thing. And now she's fully healthy. Year 3, she's balling like she's back at Iowa. And that game was quintessential Caitlin Clark. Just bombs away, couldn't miss, just making the right plays at every avenue. It was a work of art. And the Fever, it's crazy how, you know, Clark will get 30, but then Kelsey Mitchell will just be right behind her, getting 30 herself. And they're just a fun team to watch offensively. Like, I don't think they're going to win the title. I know we'll get to the playoff stuff later in the show, but they're such a fun offense to watch that I just feel like they could make a run in the playoffs. I don't think they will, but I just feel like, you know, this offense can take them places that, you know, to take them to great heights is what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Shane, your thoughts on the duo from the Fever last night?
Yeah, well, I definitely want to echo like what Jacob said because we're talking like before, like there's so much controversy around the WNBA that I think people forget. Like on occasion, these ladies do play basketball at a high level.
It feels like a reality show, like a Real Housewives of the W sort of situation instead of, you know, actual basketball.
Exactly. When it's like on the court, we get to witness so much greatness like Caitlin Clark that night. She did, saying this to take anything away from her, she did benefit from a perfect storm of circumstances, that being that Aaliyah Boston was out. Skylar Diggins was. I don't think it's like Skylar Diggins would have defended Clark. She probably would. Mitchell, but maybe they would have switched her on eventually when they realized she was hot. But I mean, the good thing about I think us having a realistic view of Caitlin Clark is that this is not going to be as surprising to us because we knew maybe that she wasn't 37 points good, but like we knew she was good. Just because you're not one ever in the league doesn't mean you can't drop 37. And I think it's good for Caitlin Clark that she kind of like reminded everyone, like, I'm capable of this. The other thing is, like, if she had an average game, we'd still be talking about it because Kelsey Mitchell dropped 30. Like, the only way that's not a top line is if Caitlin Clark drops 7, and that's exactly so. I don't think they can repeat it in the playoffs, but they'll still be a firecracker team to watch. They're gonna get nationals of who they are. I also think of like on they can bring. They'll, you know, if they get paired again, like a Links or whatever, they'll still make it a good series just because of the way they play basketball.
Yeah, and I echo you guys' like opening thoughts on it too, because I'm kind of tired of like getting like these performances getting overshadowed by like drama off the court. Like it's
Yeah.
just it gets
Or on the
nauseating.
court in this case.
Yeah, or on
Yeah.
the court in this case.
Yeah.
From the off the court stuff,
Yeah.
it's just I get tired of it at times, and it makes it hard to like be like, okay, we're gonna sit down and watch a WNBA game. Oh, here we go again. You know, instead of actually focusing on the performance. And that's the thing too. The performances were great for this Fever, like I said, with like y'all said with Clark and Mitchell. But there's one thing I do want to highlight from the Sky's perspective. 5th overall pick, Gabrielle Jaquez, coaches DNP, like coaches decision. That's kind of interesting. That your 5th overall pick, your rookie, is not playing when you are out of the postseason. And I just feel like I don't know what this guy's doing with their direction, because they had traded away Angel Reese and they're going with Cardoso. Cardoso didn't have a good night last night for this guy. So out of those two, then you had the situation with Van Lith. The next year, you cut her after a great preseason, ship her off to Connecticut, and then you go with this like the taller guards, right? But you're not playing you're not playing your 5th overall pick in one of the last game, like few games of the year. Now I know Jaquez hasn't been great at times this year for the Sky, but I would think she would make give her a few minutes out there as the 5th overall pick. That's just my little side quest, tangent before I go praising Caitlin Clark. Like Jacob said, her best career 3-pointers made with 8 last night, as well as like another 30 and 10 game. She's like the second she's had 2 35 and 10 games in her career already. The rest of the WNBA history, it only has 2 as a whole. So Clark having that ability is to do this, it's a great showcase, and it shows that people are like, oh yeah, they were right to pick Caitlin Clark as like the next great one. To get the game going again. But it's the same time, it's just sometimes the inconsistencies of what fans sometimes like to pick out. And also too, like fans that don't watch the W as a whole, they just watch Caitlin Clark, don't get it goes back to like the other stuff and everything like that. And it's been like that since she was at Iowa. And it's not Caitlin's fault. It's just how people perceive things. So nowadays, so that's that. Let's highlight DeWanna Bonner real quick. She got her buyout from the Mercury after they got eliminated from the playoffs, I think the other day. They agreed to their buyout. Bonner wants to go chase the title. Don't blame her. So I think the best fit for her is probably either Valkyries or Aces, because the Lynx already have enough depth. Out of those 2 teams, or maybe that's the thing. She wouldn't go back to Indiana because she left Indiana last year because of the drama.
She's not going back there. No,
she's not going back there.
And I just don't see her going to any other strong contenders outside of, like you said, the Valkyrie or the Aces.
I don't.
And obviously not the Lynx, because they already have a loaded roster. So.
Yeah, have the most loaded roster. So I'm probably going to predict her going to Golden State.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. They could use a veteran presence like Bonner, more than the Aces. And that's
the Aces are fine on that end.
Yeah, and also she plays Wilson's position too. She plays Asia's position. So
that's true. Yeah,
playing time. Yeah.
The Valkyrie makes. I think the Valkyrie makes the most sense for Bonner. We'll see what team she goes to in the next few days, and we'll have the update here on Ellis Highlight Reel. I am sending a tweet out just to maybe hopefully get some traction. If we don't, it's fine. I'll put the VOD out, just some clips out. But yeah, so I just sent out the tweet. So it's just the thing is with that, DeWanna Bonner is a great player at times. Now at times too, she can get she causes drama sometimes. She's a little physical,
a
little bit physical. But I think she can be a good enforcer for the like a young Valkyrie team that but I don't know if the Valkyrie want someone that might mess up their chemistry. That's my thing. They're already the second seed right now, and it's just
I don't see how it could be too much of a detriment. I understand DeWanna has been going from team to team ever since she first left the Mercury,
right?
But I just don't see a situation where we need a big. We also need some veteran presence. Why not go get DeWanna? She's already proven to be, an all NBA, WNBA great. She's, a multiple-time champion, multiple-time All-Star. You can deal with the headache for a season because she's 39 years old. You can deal with it for a half a season and be just fine.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But you want to
makes sense.
Might as well take a flyer on it.
Yeah. It also because the only other person you're paying on the Valkyries really is Gab Williams. So if she wanted to ask for a bigger contract, the Valkyries would have laughed. The Fever would not, and the Lynx would laugh at that. So
yeah. So that's the DeWanna news right there. Let's get to local team clinching the playoffs. For me at least, Jacob's kind of local team, even though he's semi-local team.
Yeah.
But more local for me. The Mystics clinched the playoffs last night with the win over the Fire. They officially are not officially in the 7th seed yet, but they're officially in. That probably will be the 7th seed. But congrats to the Mystics first and foremost from me. They're for one of their first times getting back since Atlanta Deladon retired. And stuff like that, and moved on. So that's a good sign for Austin, the crew of Austin and Citrone and Erie and Amore, Betts off the bench, players like that. Good core, young core there in Washington should get their first playoff experience. Looking forward to seeing that. But let's look at the playoff table right now. Obviously, the Lynx, we've been talking about the Lynx ad nauseum this year. Obviously, the 1 seed probably will be the 1 seed. There's no way
I don't foresee them not being the 1 seed.
I don't think anyone is going to catch up to the Minnesota Lynx here.
Yeah.
The Valkyries are 25-11. They're the team with the best chance at it, but I don't think they'll catch up. They're 5 games back from the 1 seed.
Yeah, with only a handful of games left in the season, I don't see it happening.
It's like so Valkyries have 16 games left. Some teams have 15 games left. So
wait, is it that many? 15? 16?
Yeah. 16 for the Valkyries.
I thought it was like 7 or 8.
No, it's so the Lynx have 14 games left. The Valkyries have 16.
Okay.
The Aces have clicking on right 16 as well.
Yeah.
Atlanta has 16. So around the 14-15 range. 14 to 16 range for teams right now. So that's why some teams have clinched the playoffs and some most teams are eliminated. Like the bottom of the league, it's obvious Chicago and LA and Phoenix and Toronto and Connecticut and Seattle. Those teams were going to be eliminated sooner. The only team really that has a chance to unseat the Wings is the Fire. They both have the Wings and the Fire both have the same amount of games left. So that's why the Wings haven't technically clinched the playoffs yet. And I could see a slim chance of them collapsing because AZ Fudd's gonna be out the rest of the remainder of the regular season with that knee issue. So it might affect their depth. But my thing is,
Beckers keeps balling out like she has been. I think the Wings will clinch. Yeah,
Paige Becker. All Dallas needs to do really is to get 1 or 2 more wins, and they're in. So that's the thing. 1, 2, 3 more wins, something like that. They just need to get that magic number down and start. And that's the thing too. I think they play Dallas and Portland play each other tomorrow night. Dallas has the opportunity
to win that game and then essentially have it clinched up by another game or two.
Yep. So that would be the Basically how it goes for Dallas is they'll probably get it. If they beat the Fire, they play the Sun Sunday. So if they don't clinch, if it doesn't clinch against the Fire, that scenario, they'll definitely clinch against the Sun. That is the WNBA playoffs landscape as of right now. 7 teams are clinched. Like we said, it'd probably be the 1-8 would probably be Minnesota and Dallas right now, which is a tough. That's tough. That's a tough matchup for Paige Beckers in her first playoff appearance because we said, so is the best team right now. In a hypothetical,
go through the gauntlet of guards they have.
Yeah,
she's got to go through the gauntlet of guards. The Lynx throw at her. Jeez, oh poor girl.
Yeah. And then we got.
I was just gonna say real quick. In terms of I don't know if the Wings beat the Fire, I don't know if they're gonna games out. That doesn't sound smart to me.
No,
but I've said this before. No. The Wings need to keep playing. As happy as we are, the Mystics are in the playoffs. The Wings want to leapfrog that spot because you need to do everything in your power to dodge the Lynx in round 1. Anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if that means Paige Beckers plays, if I'm the coach, Paige, you're playing 40 minutes. So,
basically what it comes back. That's what it comes down to. I'm glad you pointed it out because that's the thing. If you clinch with this many games left in the season, that's the thing. If the playoffs are already figured with this many games left in the season, it's not teams can't rest. That's the thing. You can't rest.
Right, you can't take your foot off the gas because then you get a chance to get a better playoff spot. With how close those rankings are, so why not?
But basically, from anywhere from 3 to 8, it's within 3 games.
Yeah,
3 to 8 right now.
Yeah, so you can literally get a higher spot, and even if let's say you get to the last 2-3 games and you have it all you have your spot clinched up, sure you can rest then, get everybody ready, but like Shane said, you got 14 games left. You better be balling out for those next 14 or at least 11 of them if you want to get some rest before.
11 is fine.
So
yeah. That's the thing. So I think we'll probably look at if it's finalized. I think next week we'll start looking at the actual potential matchups of the playoffs, and so that would be something to look forward to. Let's get to the NBA stuff because there's a lot of NBA juicy stuff. We'll start with an update from last week. We kind of were led astray, and we just didn't get the news in time on the Lakers sell. With the Bus family part of it. So I'm guessing Jeannie has final say on that deal, and I don't think it's official yet.
No, they're going to a legal battle about the sale of the stake because everybody was expecting her to do it. Shams reported on it. We all thought, oh, okay, it's a done deal. And then evidently, right as soon as we got on the show, it drops that Jeannie is not going to sell her stake and wants to retain her job as governor. So it's just
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Amateur Hour or ESPN or something like that, man. Because we did that yet last week with the Kawhi stuff. And then now we're doing it with the Lakers stuff. It's just I don't know what's going on over there, especially with
that's the thing too.
Because I have some info as to why ESPN. Yeah.
Well, I think I was going to go with that route. Because he was on. Shams was on Pat. He was on Pat. And like literally a day after it happened, he was on Pat McAfee, and Jeannie Buss was the lone family member not in favor to sell the Lakers. Every other family member was in favor. The 5 other siblings voted 5-0, including the 2 of the 3 trustees.
Yeah. Oh, did we lose him? Then we lost him.
You know what? Okay.
Technology, Shane. You just gotta love it. Technology, baby.
I know technology.
While
he's gone, though.
Brandon, you were frozen there. Didn't get
was that frozen?
You're back.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Am I back now? Okay.
Shane, I'll let you do it. The 5-0 vote. That's where you were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the 5 siblings voted 5-0. Yeah. The 5 siblings voted 5-0. And Jeannie Buss's attorney said that she's intends to battle the remainder of the family in order to keep the shares. Shane, I'll let you elaborate if you have more on it.
Yeah, more
detail. I do. So it's important in terms of like the ESPN reputation. So Ramona Shelburne or whoever was on it, I think it was Ramona, they learned that part of the deal that Buses had tag along with Mark Whitman or whoever his name was who had the Lakers shares.
Walter.
That gave it to Walt. Yeah. So they had a tag along with him, meaning if you sell your majority stake, we are under the impression, the bosses, that we can tag shares along with that. So that vote, they kind of thought that they could just move without the full consensus with Jeannie. Obviously, Jeannie is the most important bus to have along because she is governor. But when they report
she has the most stake in it too, out of all of her siblings too.
Absolutely. So when they reported that, they were basing it off, well, there's a tag along deal. So they thought at the time the buses should be allowed to just, siphon off the rest of what they have with the deal. Into this, she says, no, because in 2017, she has a court case where basically I think the finding of whatever it was that they can't move without Jeannie. It's like if she doesn't want to go, doesn't matter what the 5 for the rest of the buses.
It doesn't matter how they vote. She's the ultimate deciding factor.
Yeah. Yes. So in a way, ESPN was right at the time because they said they have a tag along. That's correct. But the court will now decide because it's going to be a case from now on. It's like they have to pick whether, like, do you respect the tag along? Do you respect Jeannie Buss's, 2017 court case? They are basically going to pick which of those holds more merit. And then after that's decided, then we'll figure out what happens to that 17%.
But the issue, I'll push back on that a little bit. Even though that's a technicality in terms of the ESPN reporting about the Lakers sale and there's obviously they were going off of what you said, the tag along sort of deal. But the problem with that is the way they reported it is what was the word I was going to use for it? There was a word. I don't know. I lost my train of thought for a second. My bad. The way they reported it as a done deal, basically. Like the way it was implied with the headline and everything in there was like, oh, it was a done deal. And then obviously Jeannie came out the next day. It was just like, hell no, it's not a done deal. I get the final say on that. So I just feel like I do feel like, yes, there's a technicality point to it, but I just feel like if there's a technicality point to it, you should probably caveat that in your article rather than just being like, oh, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you in this respect. If you know how the buses are set up, like if you've been following the Lakers, you know that Jeannie Buss was like the Captain America of that. Like no moves are done.
Yeah.
She runs. So like I'm a reporter that the buses are siphoning off whatever. I'm gonna say, what's Jeannie doing? Because five you're doing. Jeannie's the vote that I care about. But then the other thing is that I agree with you that they reported it like there was a level of finality to it where there clearly wasn't. That I think Jeannie Buss is going to sue her.
Yeah,
they did report that it was based on a tag along, so technically they were in the right, and I don't think they were trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes.
Right.
But I also the one think is they should have what Jeannie Buss was doing.
Yeah.
Before they had made that.
Agree with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, too, I would say this: so Adam Silver is going to be involved here as well, with helping the chaos to try to smooth over the chaos.
Yeah,
as what the Sports Business Journal is reporting as of yesterday. I think it was. Let me look at this article. Yes, yesterday. So. In a situation with talking about the sales of both the Lakers and the T-Wolves, so which we'll get to the T-Wolves sale here in a second as well. That one is more straightforward and what was probably going to happen anyway.
Yeah, there's no legal stuff to it.
There's no legal stuff, but we kind of had to update the Lakers situation because we were kind of like a little taken aback by the situation from.
Well, we were all on the train of it's a done deal last week, and then now like literally right after the show, you're just like, oh, like Brandon
wasn't. I was like,
we messed up.
So we had to update that first and foremost. The Minnesota won solidly middle of last week with Mark Stad. With Mark Lohr selling his controlling interest at 4.5 to Mark Stad, with co-owner Alex Rodriguez increasing his stake into the team as well.
Yeah.
This is more of a restructuring according to the Sports Business Journal.
Yeah.
It's more of a restructure with Lohr keeping a smaller silver of the team while he pours all his energy into taking his other business, Wonder, public next year. The way the Rodriguez has put it, he, Lord, and Stad are basically brothers switching seats in a car. Stad's now driving, Rodriguez is riding a shotgun, and Lohr is in the backseat. Yeah. That's what A-Rod said about it, about the situation, which is a good thing, having a situation, because Lohr had another business interest as what appears to be in the case here. Yeah. And so it makes sense for him to, still be a part of the ownership for the T-Wolves, but not like the main contributor there. So that is that situation there. That is more straightforward, and I think that will be resolved by the league vote.
Yeah, that's there's no legal issue there. That's just more of a reshuffling, like you said.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The board and the governors from the NBA will probably vote that and get that through sooner rather than later. The Lakers stuff is going to take probably a while. Let's
as it always does with any legal battle, especially regarding money, the selling of a team, things of that nature. Always.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's an episode of Empire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, that's a great. That's a great reference. Yeah.
Very long time.
Yeah. I think Ballers sometimes too with The Rock.
Yes. Or that too.
Yeah. So that's another good show. Good reference there. So, next on the NBA slate, let's talk about Klay Thompson going to Miami, buying out his contract in Dallas, going to Miami Heat. That's I think that's a huge move because Miami needed a sharpshooter. They finally get a sharpshooter to go along with Giannis and Bam. They still don't have a point guard, but They finally get an off guard that can shoot the rock, even though Clay has kind of dipped in his 3-point production the last few years.
Well, in terms of his volume, but his percentages are always, pretty decent.
Yeah, but his volume is down.
Well, and just his overall play, because he's not the same Klay Thompson that he was pre, ACL, Achilles tear sort of Clay. Right. So you're getting an older version of that, and then I think even though I cut you off, I apologize.
You're good.
Yeah. So when I look at this move, I see it as a positive, definitely in a general direction, because they definitely needed more shooting to surround Giannis with.
Right.
They already kind of had a decent roster shooting wise with Hardaway.
Right.
Davion.
They added Hardaway. Yep.
And Andrew Wiggins is a decent shooter too.
Right.
So I just feel like, might as well put him in there, give Clay a little bit of a run. Why not? I mean, he's not like he's aged out yet.
No.
He's still got some gas left in the tank. Might as well get some use out of it while you can. I don't think it really moves the needle that much for the Heat. I still think they'll be a playoff team, but I don't think it's like, oh, well, they were a Klay Thompson away from being a championship contender.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. I just think their ceiling definitely got a little bit higher. Just
it did. It did, but here's the thing. This is Klay coming off his worst efficiencies of his career from both.
Yeah, but I also think it was a weird fit in Dallas.
It was a weird fit in Dallas. I'm not saying you're wrong there. I think it was a weird fit, but he was coming off a year shooting 39 from the field, 38 from 3.
Yeah. Well, I just think maybe a change of scenery will help him with that.
Yeah. So, maybe Giannis better.
Look, it's Eric Spoelstra we're talking about. He'll find a way to get Klay some looks and set him up well.
Yeah. 100%.
It's not even that. It's weird Klay after last year, because the Mavericks knew they were handing the keys over to Cooper. And then even in mid-season, they brought over Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
So they kind of said, Klay, you're going to be they got another off-the-bench scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they made Klay an off-the-bench guy when he's never been an off-the-bench in his entire career. I think that was a weird adjustment for him. And now he gets to go to Miami and the chance to start again. I feel like that's going to rejuvenate him a little bit.
Yeah,
I hope it does.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting what Klay Thompson does. I just wanted to point out the efficiencies a little bit.
Yeah, that's valid.
Because it's like the efficiency's down. It's a downward trajectory basically, and I hate to say it. I hope Giannis and the passing from the Heat and the schemes that Spoelstra get some hope open and has like his efficiencies back up. And I'm wrong.
Well, look, he made Duncan Robinson get the biggest contract of his life.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
If he can make a Duncan Robinson work, who's not nowhere near the same level of shooter or player that Klay is, I think they'll be just fine.
I hope it's like a Ray Allen situation.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he froze up again.
Oh, he freaking well.
Oh boy!
I'll just make my point real quick. Is he made Mario Chalmers work? He made Cole work.
You froze up again. Yeah. You're making a point about Ray Allen. What was that?
Yeah, I was making a point about Ray because Ray was a similar situation to Klay, I think, in Miami.
Yeah, but that one fit a little bit easier too.
It did fit a little easier than Klay.
Ray took on that role. He's like, I'm going to come off the bench. I'm not the same level of player as I was. So,
but I think this situation, I think Klay would be off the bench here.
What are you going to say, Shane?
I'll go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm going to say if that's the case, clearly Ray Allen still found a way to affect the history of the A while Klay. But that's the thing is, like, I'm assuming they're not going to give Klay the start. He to workouts and shows is still there. But like that's what I'm excited. Yeah. I hope that all that happened was he gets Dallas and they just bring off the bench, but somewhere in there is still like a start Klay Thompson.
Yes.
Even though the ACL injury, we all know, but we basically only got 6, 7, 8 years of like prime class.
Well, don't forget the Achilles tear in between the ACL that he suffered while he was walking around his home too. So he got the double whammy.
Yeah, but like he can still, it's gonna have an effect, but he can still spot up and he can still shoot. And you're right about Spoelstra giving this but like I don't think it's not. They're still not fixed because you're right. They need a ball handler. Whether they want to give that to Giannis or they still need a point guard is yet to be seen. But like,
I mean, they got Davion Mitchell, but Davion Mitchell is not. I don't think Davion Mitchell is ready to be a starting.
No, I don't think so either. He's been a bench guy his entire career, so it's hard to really go from that to a starting role, especially in an Eric Spoelstra run offense, where you need like somebody like a Gabe Vincent who could spot up, shoot, but also is effective at running your offense.
And Chalmers or
Chalmers,
So
exactly.
So that's where we're at there with that. I mean, we'll see what Clay does. I think the competition is shooting guards between Hardaway Jr. and Thompson, personally, and I think Hardaway is in the lead right now.
Unless something changed come camp time.
So, let's get to the Denver moves. We'll start with the Peyton Watson trade because that broke midweek last week. Then we'll go to the DeMar stuff. Peyton Watson was traded to, I think it was the Cavs, right?
Traded to the Cavs, yeah.
And then Max Strus was traded to the Clippers. And then Denver got cash basically from the deal.
Well, they also got like a 2031 first round pick. So
they got a future pick and cash. I think the direction I want to go here is: did the Clippers win or did the Cavs win getting Watson?
I think the Cavs won getting Watson. You get a guy who's improved at every level since he came into the league a couple years ago. I feel like if he was healthy last playoffs for the Nuggets, I feel like they would have beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Honestly. Because obviously you had other injuries factor into. AG missed most of that series with a hamstring injury.
Yes.
So but Peyton Watson is one of the best 3-and-D players in the league right now. And I feel like, put him with a team like the Cavs. I feel like it's a win for the Cavs just because you've been trying to find that right wing player that you needed for this team. Like obviously you had DeAndre Hunter. That one didn't really work. Dean Wade obviously doesn't work. So might as well, give this a shot. And it's not like they're paying him much. It's only $88 million. So you get a young player on a long-term contract. You're not paying him much. I mean, the upside is really good for them.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Watson is the piece of that deal.
Yeah.
I think Max Strus is a good player, but I don't see him moving the Clippers needle.
No. Well, we saw the last 2 years. Like he's a good player, but he, like you said, he doesn't move the needle. He's just a 3-and-D kind of player, and he's a little bit older than Watson and not as athletic as Watson. So
right.
You trade that for a guy who's younger and more athletic, and why not?
I think Denver getting rid of Watson showed it was a restricted free agent kind of thing. They didn't want to pay Watson. And
they're so limited by the cap right now. They do not want to go into the second apron.
No,
right now they are literally right on the cusp of it too.
Yeah, and I think that's why they got rid of Watson. It sucks for them because I feel like they loses their depth, and getting DeRozan, which leads to the DeRozan move. I don't think DeRozan brings what Watson would have brought. I know DeRozan is a guy that still has his mid-range at times. He still can, but he can't get to the rim as much as he did when he was younger.
Yeah.
Still can't shoot the three ball. Like he can never shoot the three ball well, but he still can't shoot the three ball.
Yeah.
And he, like I said, he's older now too. As a whole. And it's like when he's older.
Yeah, this would have been a big move a few years ago, especially after his first season leaving San Antonio for Chicago.
Yeah.
When he averaged 27, 28 points per game.
Yep.
if it were that DeRozan, I'd be like, okay, we got something cooking here. But like you said, he's older.
Well,
mid range is still there, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Shane?
I don't think they make this move 2 years ago because DeMar would have.
Yes, exactly.
And like, not on to start, right? Or do we?
I don't know if he will start or not because
that's the thing. But he's been a starter the last most of his career.
He's been a starter pretty much in his entire career. Yeah, so
he was a starter on the Sacramento Kings.
Yes, he was a starter on the Kings last year. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he was a starter for the Spurs. He was a starter for Chicago. Starter for Toronto, his first team. So he's been a starter all the way through.
Yeah.
Like I said, it would have been a big move a couple years ago, and like Shane said, they probably would have had to pay him a lot more money for him to come over.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the Denver situation, they could have held on to Watson. I feel like they should have given Watson Christian Brown's contract.
Yes,
because $125 million for 8 points a game from Christian Brown. I mean, are you serious?
This right here is why. Like, I don't know. I don't get why they mishandled the Watson Christian Brown situation. No. I agree with you 100%.
It's just after they won their championship, I understand you win a championship, everybody wants to get paid.
Yep.
I understand that. But at the same time, you look at somebody like an Oklahoma City Thunder, who did they pay? They only paid their top guys. Whereas for the Nuggets, they're just like, oh, yeah, AG, you get a contract. Murray, you get a contract. Christian Brown, you get a contract. Everybody gets a freaking big contract.
It should have been just AG and Murray. And I would have not given it to AG.
Especially with Jokic right around the corner for a mega extension.
Yeah.
You kind of just be like, okay, we kind of have to pinch our pennies a little bit. But, like, I can understand if they want to give Aaron Gordon that money. And it's weird that they would make the move the previous offseason. They got rid of MPJ to get his contract off the books.
Yeah.
But then they turn around right after they trade him and be like, okay, we're going to sign Christian Brown to a $125 million contract.
The fact that
makes no sense.
That was the mind-puzzling move.
Yeah.
When they moved MPJ, they freed up money.
Yeah.
And they signed Christian Brown, who was who was like so inconsistent.
Yeah, especially since he already had a rookie. He had 2 years left on his contract on a rookie scale deal. So why not just wait that out?
Wait.
Yeah, wait it out. Especially Watson. They had to wait him out, and obviously they let him walk. But $88 million, like if you had waited to not give the Christian Brown that contract, if you had not given him that contract and said, okay, we're just going to save our money up for this next offseason, Peyton Watson would still be a Nugget.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have to move.
Yeah.
That is true. I think it's just it's what have you done for memory loss, I think, for the Nuggets. Is that as good as Watson is, they just got the season of starting Braun. So they're probably thinking we'll be all right. I do remember there was one game like Christian Braun had he dropped a 30, but it was like a weird night when Murray wasn't playing. I think it was against, and they had won the game in the third quarter. For like the announcers saying like, "Oh, this is the coming out party of Christian Braun." But I mean, you're right. I probably would
and then he averaged a whole 8 points for the season. So yeah,
exactly. So that's the thing is like it doesn't matter what he dropped that night. What does he do normally? So, but clearly that's what I think. What they want to do is they want to stick with that starting five: Murray, Joe, Gordon, Cameron Johnson. And
Cameron
Christian
Johnson
Braun.
There.
They want to start those five. So in that regard,
I think.
Yeah.
I think that lineup is like interesting, but at the same time, I don't think it pushes Denver where they want to be.
No, I view them as a middle of the road team out in the West, especially everybody's like, I understand everybody thinks the West is top heavy, which it is with the Spurs and the Thunder, but that middle part always used to be like, even like the Nuggets would always be in that middle part, like third, fourth seed line. They would always be in there. And now I feel like them not making any moves. I don't think the DeRozan thing, like even if he comes off the bench, I think that's a positive in a little bit, but I just don't think it pushes them to be like, yeah, I still view them as like the 4th or 5th seed in the West.
I
Like
view them as 6th
they'll
seed
be
right now.
competitive, but they won't.
Yeah.
I don't view them as a championship contender right now.
I view them as a 6th seed, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
I think there's a 6th seed. I have obviously the top 2, Oklahoma and San Antonio, whatever order. I think the Lakers potentially could be better than them. I have the duo of LaMelo and Ant better than them right now. And then I have who I have 5th in the West right now. It's where am I?
Rockets?
I think it might be Houston.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like I do think they're like 5th. I would put Minnesota behind Denver just because I understand the LaMelo Ant situation, but I just don't feel like that's going to work out too much, especially with how much stuff they had to give up.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Getting rid of Nas, getting rid of Julius. Like, I just feel like their 4 position is not very set right now.
No, it's not.
And their depth is really gone from that position as well, their front court. So I feel like they're going to take a step back, even though they'll be a fun team to watch with LaMelo and Ant.
Yeah. But, I mean, another fun team too that could be on the potential is Dallas. If Dallas,
I agree.
Yes.
If they're really adjusting to Dusty May's system, Perez actually comes in and does good things, and Cooper ascends, and Kyrie comes back playing great basketball. I think the Dallas Mavericks could have a legit shot to be one of the top 6 teams in the West. Now, I don't think they're going to win the championship.
No. But I also think that middle of the pack when it comes to the West is so loaded right now because, like you said, Dallas, but don't forget Portland in there. Even though they lost Shaedon Sharpe, that's going to suck.
Yeah, that's going to suck. We need to talk. You brought it up. That was breaking earlier today. The Shaedon Sharpe injury. I think it was going to be out for
7 months because he tore his meniscus. Yeah.
Yes.
They didn't detail what happened. I don't know, but all I know is it's a huge blow for them because he was great last year for them, averaging 20 points and all that.
Yeah.
I just feel like even with the Shaedon Sharpe injury, I would still put Portland in that middle pack just because you get Lillard back, even though he's older, but he's still there. Then you got Denny in there clinging. And then I would also add in the situation too. I would also add in the Jazz. Honestly, in there too, because they have a great front court. I like Keontae George at that point. I like Laurie and Triple J in there. And DP's in there too. So I just feel like they'll be an interesting competitive team. I feel like, especially compared to last season.
100%. Even with the departure of Kessler, I still think the Jazz are going to be one of those interesting teams in that mix. For one of the either the play-in or playoff spots. Warriors probably not gonna. That's the thing. Who do we think in the West is gonna miss the play-in? And I think right now, to be honest with you, I think the Warriors might miss. Because they've had the worst offseason. They've stayed stagnant. And I think it's sad for Curry and his legacy.
I feel like they're a bottom feeder team right now. Like even though Curry is still there and he'll be doing a lot of heavy lifting this season. But I just feel like they're not going to really be that competitive because they have not made any significant moves. I like the addition of Yaxel. But I just don't see anything else.
That's the only one that I've liked so far is Yaxel Lindenborg. But I don't think Yaxel Lindenborg gets you better than Utah. I don't think it gets you better than Dallas. I don't think it gets you better than Phoenix, even though Phoenix is one of those teams that could be one of not in the play-in because they haven't really done much else either.
No, I feel like they're kind of like in that bottom feeder position with Phoenix, New Orleans, and Memphis. Honestly.
Well, okay, I'll defend the Warriors.
I lost mine. I didn't.
Yeah, you lost. We lost you again. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah. Okay. Here's why I think the Warriors still make the play-in. Everything you said about this offseason is correct. But there's 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. It should be Kristaps, Draymond, Jimmy, Podemski.
Well, Jimmy's not going to play for most of the season, remember?
Yeah, Jimmy's out for a little bit.
He's out until January because of his ACL.
Yeah.
Wait, Jimmy's out?
Yeah, Jimmy's out
with the ACL.
January, yeah.
Okay. All right. So then it would be Podemski, Curry. You would have to put someone at the 3, probably Moody.
Yaxel.
Probably Yaxel. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like Yaxel there. It ruins my point that they don't have Jimmy, but I was going to say, like, that 5, I feel like if they played the full season, that's a playoff playing team.
Yeah, but that's the issue, though, right? Because Kristaps, you never know if he's going to be available.
Yeah, exactly. Jimmy not being available either.
Well,
Draymond isn't the same player he used to be, especially as a defender.
Right.
Anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why you still have Draymond Green, to be honest, in your starting lineup, because his deep.
Yaxel's the most interesting addition to that starting 5. It'll be, especially after the summer league he just had. I feel like he'll have a really great rookie year.
Right.
But then you get to Pods is Pods. He's inconsistent, and then Curry is Curry.
Yeah. And Curry is actually good. Yeah. This is probably Steph Curry's best case for MVP.
Oh, ever. If he averages like 29 and they're like the top 3 seed line, top 4, like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
I'll be leading that bandwagon.
Yeah, me too. I will be leading that bandwagon.
If he comes to Boston, I'm going to chant MVP for Curry.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound good for me as a Boston fan.
Yeah.
But
maybe this is a league, like, I believe in Curry so much that he can deadlift the team, which is what would happen, I think, with the Butler injury. But they have to stay. Look, they're never going to see the first seed in the West. They have to lower around 500 until they get Jimmy Butler back and then make a run at the All-Star break. That's what they have to do.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll have to do.
But the thing is that a lot of bad teams leveled up, like the Jazz, 100%. So, but I think they still make. I mean, hey, 4 teams make the play-in. So the team that I think that might be missing, assuming that the offseason continues to go this way, is the Clippers.
Yes,
because I'm that Max Strus. That doesn't get you a pump.
I do think there'll be a play-in team, though. I feel like they will be because you look at their roster overall, they still have decent talent. Obviously, Garland, Ingram, and others. So I just feel like they'll be a decent team. The Warriors are just they're an enigma right now, and I just feel like they're not gonna be a good enough team. Like, I think they might be able to make the play-in, if they're healthy enough.
Even if they get in the play-in, it would be like last year. They'll lose the 9-10.
Yeah,
I think
exactly. Yeah, like they'll have a miracle first game where Al Horford will drop 40 points.
Yeah,
and then like the next game they'll just get blown out like they did last season when
they
lost against Phoenix for that final play-in spot or play.
It was a similar situation, but like I feel like if that particular matchup happens again, I'm taking the Warriors. Could be right because book is book, but I mean, you have the Warriors are inconsistent as a team, but you have an inconsistent scorer in Dylan Brooks. I don't know why they just don't put Draymond, but I mean, then the Suns are going to say we're going to beat you with Jalen Green and D Book, which was enough last season. But if I'm the Warriors, I like my chances in that game. Like if that's all they're going to throw at you, well, like I like my chances. Like if they lose that game, they lost that game. It's not like we didn't have the roster, like none of that.
Yeah. I got a topic for you guys.
Yeah.
I just remembered it. I saw it on Facebook. Which isn't really a good start to this. So,
oh gosh.
But I did see, some stuff going around. Obviously the NBA is thinking about doing an expansion with a Vegas and Seattle team coming back. And obviously those teams would be out west, which would mean, a couple other teams would have to – Western teams would have to move over to the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Some of that I saw some of that talk was about, teams like Memphis and Minnesota. I just want to get your guys' opinion on it. Do you think it'd be interesting to see an Eastern Conference that includes the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies?
My thing with that is I feel like the Pelicans should move east.
I think geographically it makes more sense for Memphis and Minnesota.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's what I saw online. Because Minnesota's right next to a whole host of teams that are in that Central Division in the Eastern Conference, like Chicago and them. So it makes sense for them to just plug right into that division. And Memphis is literally right close to where I am, and I live in Myrtle freaking Beach on the coast.
Yeah.
East Coast. So
Tennessee,
it makes more sense for them to be East than any other team. I don't understand them being West, especially in a division called the Northwest Division.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I know people think of the Mississippi as the middle of the U.S., but when I look at that map, I draw a line down the middle of Texas, and that's kind of where I think I
feel like you could stop it at New Orleans and be just fine.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like,
but New Orleans, it's on the side. Also, if you think about it,
well, it's southern, and then it's a little southeast, a little bit, but it's not too far to the east. It's a lot closer to Dallas and say an Atlanta.
Okay, fair. But if you look at other athletics in that area, right? So you have football because South, it could really be renamed the Southeast because they're a corner. In college, they play in the SEC, which is the Southeastern Conference.
The Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
So it feels like in every other area they get plucked into they're the southeast part of the country, but in basketball, they're west. And let's be real, nobody looked at the map.
Considering how bad they are, I guess we could put the Pelicans in the East. Might as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you get Minnesota and Memphis is the easiest one because they should be in that east east region. It's really between Minnesota and New Orleans. And for me, I think Minnesota, I think more of the central, teams fit the East Coast vibe.
Yeah,
the Eastern.
Well, I feel like for just the league in general, it'd be good for Minnesota to go to the Eastern Conference because it'd be messed up if we're gonna take out New Orleans and Memphis and put them in the Eastern Conference, and then we get everything else in the West. Minnesota stays in the West. I just feel like for competition wise, seeing Minnesota in the Eastern Conference would be interesting. Whereas Memphis and New Orleans would just be you're just giving two shitty teams over to the Eastern Conference.
Well, that's the thing. Balance-wise, Minnesota to the East makes sense. But it's not the map's got to matter at some point. Is my thing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
it's true. But to be fair, let's say you trade a Minnesota out, obviously for a Las Vegas team, and the Las Vegas team is good. So, I mean, it equals out in that sort of sense. But at the same time, I just feel like I would love to see Minnesota in the Eastern Conference. It'd be interesting to see.
I think
considering how well they do in a jam-packed freaking Western Conference, I would love to see them play in the Eastern Conference and give those East teams a whole different level of basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing right now. The East this year is Knicks, Philly, and then maybe your Celtics, Nick or Shane. Maybe your Celtics.
Yeah.
And that that's the only three really viable teams, and then maybe Indiana might come out of nowhere.
I mean, both conferences are very top heavy heading in the next season.
Yeah.
And I just feel and now that we're on the Eastern Conference, I just feel like that middle pack, you could literally pick whoever teams. If you want to say I think the Hawks will be fourth, or the who else would be fourth? Like
Hey,
the Cavs. You can put the Cavs at fourth.
Cavs,
Like you can literally pick 4 through 8 and just be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, literally every variation possible. And you just be like, that makes sense.
Even though I think the East middle is better than the West middle.
Really?
It's more competitive. I would say that. I would definitely say it's more competitive because I feel like you could literally put a whole host of teams like Washington, Atlanta, and all those other teams in there, and you just be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Because I think roster wise, construction wise, here would be my like 4 through 8, and then I'll go 9, 10 after that.
Yeah.
My 4 will be Indiana. My 5 will be Atlanta. Detroit 6. The defending 1 seeds at 6.
Yeah, well, that's because the Duran situation. We don't know.
We don't know.
We know the talks have really fallen through, but we don't know what else is really going on. And if he ends up leaving, that's a big hole at the middle for them.
Then you got Charlotte at 7. You got Washington potentially making the play-in. You got let's see who else. Orlando. You know their situation. Oh shoot!
Yeah. I think you forgot. Did you put Cleveland in there?
I did not put Cleveland in yet.
Yeah, I feel like Cleveland should be probably in that top 6.
Honestly. And Cleveland's definitely in the top 6. Let's see. Let me reorder it. Indiana, Cleveland at 5.
Okay.
Hawks at 6. Detroit at 7. Hornets at 8. Wizards in the 9-10 spot, and then maybe Orlando in that 10 spot.
Yeah.
Basically, right? And that's how deep that Eastern Conference is.
Yeah.
Like a couple of teams that made the post, like were in the 6 last year, are like in my play-in right now.
Yeah.
Like you can look at the play-in teams from last year and be like the teams that ended up making the playoffs, like Philly, and obviously Philly's going to be in the top 2. But you take them out and somebody else is going to come right in, and I don't know anything about the Magic. I don't know if they're going to be a viable playing team at all.
I know that
they're so up and down. You never know.
Yeah,
and I just feel like, and like Brandon said, it's gotten so much deeper. Each team has gotten deeper in terms of talent because I agree Charlotte would be in there if they still had LaMelo plus Nasri. I think they would be a definite top 6 team.
Right.
But I just feel like now that LaMelo's gone, but they're still an interesting team. Shane, what were you going to say?
Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I was going to say what you said about everyone in the East leveling up. I don't think the Magic really leveled up. And I haven't done my 1 through 10, but one thing I would definitely have is the Heat kicking out the Magic. And the Heat are not to where I think they're going to be a contender or whatever.
I forgot Miami. Yeah, Miami's
we keep forgetting teams because that's how many teams
that's how
are.
Stacked up the East is. How good the East is more so than the West this year.
Yeah.
I could easily name my bottom in the West. Memphis, Memphis,
New Orleans,
Golden State,
New Orleans,
and then Sacramento.
That's
easily bottom.
Sacramento.
Yeah, that's easy right there. In the East, it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder to get to the bottom because all the teams are going to be good.
So. Pause. We did not say Toronto with the potential Kawhi Leonard.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We keep, that's what I'm saying. We keep forgetting teams.
You're talking me into the East.
That's how much they've leveled up.
The East is stacked. It's stacked this year. Now,
but I do think, but like even then, I feel like the West. Obviously, I feel like the top 2 teams are going to be the 2 best teams in the league, like they were last season. Yeah, with San Antonio and Oklahoma City. I feel like those 2 teams are going to absolutely be the best 2.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'd also think this too. When you think about the Knicks, though, we got to make sure we get the champ respect until proven otherwise.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think
don't forget, there was another news thing. Josh Hart got signed to a new deal.
Yes.
And he took a really big pay cut.
Yes.
To keep their cap really looking good. So
they can add more pieces.
Yeah, they can add more pieces if they really need to this upcoming season. So Man, they look really freaking good. They look set up for next season. Even though they lost Mitchell Robinson, that's unfortunate. But man, they still got a hell of a roster and a hell of a team.
Well, Mitch is in good hands. Let's not.
Yeah.
He's in Boston. He's in Boston.
He'll be okay.
Yeah. He'll be all right. Let's wrap up. We've had a good discussion here, fellas.
Yeah.
EllisHighlightReal.wordpress.com will be popping this week. I'll have more articles out this week.
Should definitely do an article on Carson Steele.
Yeah, Carson Steele, maybe.
Do one on him.
Maybe Carson Steele, Blue Steel. Steel.
Yeah.
Dude with the blue steel with the hurdles. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. I'll probably be doing that this week. That's a good idea, Jacob. So that would be one article. I'll probably give you a credit in there too.
And then obviously we'll talk about it on Wednesday too.
Yeah, we'll talk about Carson Steele on Wednesday. Enzo Rush. Tune in here to Ellis Highlight Reel. Ellis Highlight Reel on YouTube and Ellis Highlight Reel on TikTok. And then Brandon Ellis on Facebook for that Enzo Rush show on Wednesday. 30 BLS on X, underscore BLS32 on Instagram as well. Like I said, too, the shorts will be coming back too this week. I just got to work on some stuff. Last week, my mom had surgery. My aunt broke her ribs tail end of the week. So that was busyness all around there. So it's going to be chaotic, but I think I can get all that done this week. So that is my promotion. I'll let you guys do y'all's promotion and we'll wrap it
up. You can find me on Instagram at JDPerrine24. You can find all my stuff at totalapexsports.com. If you type in my full name, Jacob Perrine, into Google, the first thing that'll pop up is my sports page. So go there, check it out, give Total Apex Sports a lot of love on the page. And look at my muck rack too. I have some stuff on there from Yard Barker on my muck rack. So go and show some of that some love.
Yep. Shane?
All right. You can find me like it's written there, 2 Shanes on Instagram. You can find me on X. You can also find all my articles pertaining to fantasy sports, especially fantasy football at this time, at totalapex.com and Muckrack. So those are the places you're going to want to look for my thoughts on how who should be being drafted early, late.
Yeah.
I just had my first draft. We did a little. I was in a league where they had the full draft board and did it in person, and then they added a team afterwards.
Well, tell us on Wednesday what you did.
Go through it all.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
And I did a draft as well.
Yeah. So we'll have a couple of drafts recaps with Shane and mine, as well as Wednesday. We'll also have the Deshaun Watson stuff.
Yeah.
Carson Steele highlight, as well as Makai and Devontae's return to practice full as well. We'll also have, let's see what else happened in the NFL last weekend. A few other things that happened over the last week in the NFL.
Yeah.
Big injury to Biotish. We'll talk about that Wednesday. We'll talk about the Genty sprained ankle that broke yesterday. So a lot to talk about in Enzo Rush. It might be 5 of us. I'm going to message Andrew probably tonight or tomorrow. So
so
we'll see what goes on there. So with that being said, everybody, peace out. See y'all next Monday for Limitless Range Basketball. See y'all Wednesday for Enzo Rush. So
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.